welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand, with myself, AGT. Now you can probably already tell I'm not in the normal green screen studio. I'm in my bedroom. The studio has been closed due to the rise of fear surrounding coronavirus. Where it leaves the Kop TV, I don't quite know. I mean, we were hoping to still travel to the games, like the one on Monday and the one next Saturday, Everton and Palace, and still try and speak to people outside the ground. But now obviously all games have been cancelled, or cancelled is the wrong word. That's a bit scary to use that word actually, so I apologise, but what I meant was suspended. All games have been suspended until at least April the 2nd. If that gets lifted and we carry on after April the 2nd, our first game is Man City away. I mean, I wish I could give you some breaking news and some new inside information, but who knows what's going to happen. I mean, Christian Purslow today, who's the exec at Villa now, and who I believe used to be at Liverpool in the Hodgson era, upstairs. He was getting questioned coming out of Premier League HQ today in London, and all these journalists are saying, you know, what's going to happen? Are Liverpool going to still win the league? And what's going to happen? And he goes, I wish I could tell you, I don't know. So it's not like I can give you some backhand information that I've received to kind of update everyone. All it means is we wait and we see what happens. Obviously, it goes without saying that people's health is more important than a football match. I'm not going to lie. When me and Tony went into that game on Wednesday, Atletico Madrid, there was a bit of a weird atmosphere just around the fact that all these other games had been cancelled in Europe. Even the one down the road in Manchester the night before was cancelled, and this one wasn't. And it was almost like, you know, we're letting 3,000-4,000 people in from Madrid through John Lennon Airport or London, who are travelling up, without being checked at the airport. You know, Madrid currently has the second highest outbreak, I think, in Europe of coronavirus. And we're in a stadium, 55,000 of us, getting trains back and forth to London or Liverpool with them. And you kind of think, this is a bit of a weird atmosphere. Should this be happening? And then that was probably the last game that we'll play for a while, and that may be on TV for a while. Obviously, a few players now, a few managers are starting to get the virus, which is, you know, heartbreaking for their families. I mean, what we have to realise as well, I say it's heartbreaking, and of course it's a scary time, but this virus, I think there's a 97% you know, rate where people don't die and people survive. Let's not try and read too much, let's not try and watch the news too much, because ultimately this is a flu. It looks like we could all get it at some point, which is very scary to think of, especially for the older people. But I think it's something that can be avoided by washing your hands a lot. I've just washed mine, you know, very clean, at least 5 times today already. So just got to keep on top of that. And there's not much else I can say, to be honest. I'm gutted, of course. The other way to look at it is only this could happen to Liverpool. The fact that we've waited 30 years for this and we were so far ahead in the league. A coronavirus is threatening our chance to enjoy that moment with the players. It's mental. It's absolutely mental what's happening. No one could have predicted it. Boris Johnson's reply was absolutely abysmal, in my opinion. No leadership there. Did nothing to kind of calm people. It was very scaremongering, saying that, you know, we might lose a lot of loved ones, which I guess is true, but there's ways you say things, and that wasn't, it didn't shout leadership and reassurance to me. It's spreading, there's nothing we can really do about it. But again, absolutely gutted for this to happen at this stage, whilst we're literally a week away from winning the Premier League title. But what we also have to remember, it's not just Liverpool being affected by this. There's obviously the relegation fight, there's the race for 4th, there's teams trying to get into the Premier League up and down the EFL, you know, and getting promoted. So it's not just Liverpool, it's just unfortunate that because we're so good right now and because we're such an elite team, which is a fact, not like Rafa Benitez, don't want to get into that, but that is a fact. We are a great team right now and have been for the last 2 years. It seems that because we're now finally having our time, it seems like everyone else's joy to watch this potentially be suspended and dragged on a bit. The same situation in Scotland. Celtic are about 13 points clear. So I don't know what's going to happen. Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen. You know, there's a lot of situations being floated around on social media where, you know, this could run into the summer now that the Euros is being deferred till next year. There's no way of really knowing what's going to happen. It's all up in the air. I just hope that we can get this under control as soon as possible and get back to football. Obviously, of course, there's more important things in life than the Kop TV and football and the Premier League, but health comes first, and we just have to sit tight and see. Don't believe too much that you hear online regarding the actual virus itself and what could or could not happen with regards to Liverpool winning the title. Doesn't look like I'll be going up to Liverpool because of the cancellations, so I'll be creating content anyway. Of course, people are going to be in the house looking for stuff to watch, so the Kop TV will still be having the Tony Kopites, the Alex the Wolves, the Danny Mulby Alonsos. They'll all still be here talking about something. We're going to have a think. We could even do a few things about, you know, nostalgia and looking back on classic clips or goals or moments. We'll think of something. But until there is any more to update you on, I don't have anything for you apart from my best wishes to anyone who is in isolation or who is suffering with the virus. Stay safe, stay isolated, and we'll see what happens. Fucking crazy, scary time we're living in, but it's a real thing. We can't deny it anymore. But yeah, up the Reds. Alex for the Kop TV.